Hi guys, this is Vidas.
And Usha?
Let's start episode 96 of Ask Vidas and Osha podcast. And today's question was sent by Rivadavia. And she writes that she struggles with lack of memory. Osha, is it a common practice for people, do you think?
Yes, I think so.
Uh, did you have any students when teaching who complain that they can't really memorize things and pieces?
Well, not so much, but like performance anxiety, I get more of that. When we are afraid that during performance we will forget the music and we will stop. What about you?
Myself, I struggled a lot with memorization, and that was actually one of the probably frustrations I had with my piano playing back in school because normally they had to play recitals and concerts and exams from memory, several
Sure.
pieces, and I just wasn't good with that. I could sight read rather well. But when my teacher told me to memorize in a week or so a piece of music, I just didn't know how to do this.
Yes. And I remember that I always started to memorize pieces too late, and then I would be worrying so much when actual performance would come. And I still have a nightmares, see a nightmares at night time that I'm playing a recital or exam and suddenly I forgot my music.
You know, you're not alone in this. I think just a couple of days ago I had this lesson with my piano student at school, and for I think 4 weeks in a row I've been uh, nagging him to memorize his piano pieces. And one of the pieces is three-part Sinfonia in D minor by Johann Sebastian Bach. And he just can't seem to force himself to do this. The easier pieces that he's playing, yes, he's getting ready and can play at least episodes from memory, but the tricky polyphonic texture, I think he delays it, postpones it. It's like a procrastination thing for him.
Well, that's just too bad.
But kids, small kids, they don't have problems with memory. I have a second grader who cannot read music, but can play everything from memory just fine. So that's an opposite, right?
Yes, that way it's easier for him just to memorize piece that he wouldn't have to look at the music score.
He looks at his fingers at the keyboard and he memorizes the positions at the keyboard. Of course, he doesn't understand anything about what he is playing. That's another
That's true, but
problem.
that's what kids do, the beginners.
Yeah. So, guys, if you struggle with this, you know that you're not alone. I I haven't met a person who, in some way or shape or form, doesn't struggle with memorization. Uh, and I think the problem might have to do something with theoretical understanding what's happening with the score.
And no, I guess some people are just more gifted than others because the types of memory that human being has are so different. For example, you could have very good visual memory, and I envy those people because I have heard such a stories that, for example, one pianist he would perform a recital and he would turn imaginary pages for himself because he could just see that score in front of him. So that's just unbelievable.
Or Marcel Dupré, who was famous for having played, I think, 10 recitals in a row from memory at the Paris Conservatory, the cycle of entire organ works of Bach. And each recital was spaced every 2 weeks. So basically, he had to know a gigantic amount of repertoire under his fingers from memory. Usually, what pianists and organists can play from memory, maybe an hour long uh, repertoire, maybe 2 hours, right? If it's a long recital, maybe if they are touring, maybe 3 hours at the most if they have two recitals of 90 minutes each. You see, that's the most they can do. But Marcel Dupré managed to play everything from memory, 10 recitals in a row. That's kind of unbelievable.
It is unbelievable.
And he did that, I think, for 3 times. One in Paris, and then I think twice in America. But he didn't enjoy that. I've read that he didn't want to repeat that many times.
Yes, I think it's just too much.
It's
Even
torture.
yes, even for him, that's too much.
But it's like a marathon, right? A very long race. But who enjoys marathon? Professor James Kibbe. I've had a wonderful podcast conversation with him about his Bach project. He recorded also complete works of Bach, and I think also from memory, uh, but not in a marathon session like Dupré, but over a period of time, maybe over a period of 1 year, when it was Bach's anniversary. He went to Germany to the famous historical organs and recorded. So he writes that he likes to run marathons, right? And this strenuous, continuous running practice helps him to focus for a long-term commitment with long cycles, such as recording all music of Bach over 1 year. You see,
That's amazing.
it is amazing. So, guys, if you struggle, you know that everybody else is also struggling, but some people find something that works for them, like running marathon or something else. So keep looking for that golden bullet, and keep looking for things that work for you specifically, right? But I think you have to understand. We have to explain to people, Osha. Do you think that they should mimic their masters and try to copy them? To be like Marcel Dupré or
I
James
don't think
Kibbe?
so. I think everybody has to find their own way because we are all so different.
Yes. So, guys, please be yourself. That's the only thing that matters. And remember, when you practice,
Miracles happen.